There's a new website called Skins.com, and is this website a scam or is it legit? That's the question. So what I've done is I've dug through all the data. I've found all the data up to currently it's 21st of November, so everything should be up to date. And I've tried to find as much information as possible to present to you. So what you will see is that here's the chapters of the video. And before you skip ahead, after the chapters, there's gonna be a giveaway. And one thing I would just ask you is to, if you enjoyed this, is to please subscribe. Otherwise, here is the information about today's video. So we first talk about the information about the website itself, how the trading works, how instant sell works, then where do the skins actually go to, the accounts that are connected to skins.com, and then lastly, the owner of this website, which people are the most scared of, which is Grizzly. Okay, and then I will give you my recommendation on if you should actually buy or sell on skins.com, yes or no. One thing I would like to say before I start the video is that all of this data may not be 100% correctly, and this is just everything that I found. I'm not really trying to say that this is a scam or not. I'm just trying to provide you all the information, and you can check for yourself if you think it's safe to trade on here or not. So please keep that in consideration, that you should always fact check yourself, because also data can change every single day. Now first, let's start off with a giveaway. So all you have to do is just subscribe to the channel. I'm giving away the AK Outsiders Battles card. If you join the Discord, there will be a giveaway channel where this giveaway will be started. It will probably be for like a week or something. Just check it out. This video is brought to you by Skinsmonkey, the best place if you want new CS2 skins instantly and cheap. It's an automated trading site with easy filters and unlimited skins to choose from. Trading is easy. Just select your skins from your inventory, then select which skins you want to trade for, click on trade items, and you're done. You can even get up to $5 completely for free for using the link in the description or my code shown on screen right now, Pili. Skinsmonkey also offers you the option to buy skins for cheap. They have a standard 30% deposit bonus, but if you use my code Pili, you'll get an extra 5%. Don't forget to check out the daily giveaways in the free freebies tab. And if you have any questions, you can ask the 24/7 live support. But for now, let's get back to the video. Let's get started with the video. So let's actually start with the start of skins.com. So here's everything I know about the start of skins.com. So actually the skins.com domain has been purchased for $1.4 million, which is quite a hefty sum. So that's where they started. Then Pricempire, the whole Pricempire website company, also got sold to skins.com. I don't know for how much money, but Pricempire has got like 1 to 5 million visits a month. I think last month it had like 4.5 million visits, probably a little bit more. I mean, that's a lot of users. And what they've done in order to start this, they've gotten a lot of organic traffic. I mean, for example, if you now go into the Pricempire website, you can see skins.com is now live. It says up there. Plus another thing which they have is, boom, whenever you go to any item, you will now see skins.com next to the Chinese markets. And you will see that usually skins.com is the first one. For example, on available offers is the first one. And also right here is the first one. So they're really pushing hard on promoting skins.com right now. And it's also one of the cheapest prices. And third of all, I've also seen skins.com and skins.gg. And that's also something to take note of. So they've also started promoting skins.com. Second of all, a small thing about Pricempire is that you've not yet seen the Pricempire price comparison feature featuring skins.com. So you can't actually see the skins.com prices unless you have a Pricempire API key. And I have this key. So what I've done is I fetched all the data from skins.com. And in this way, I can show you all the price data. So there will be a part in this video where I'll explain all of this. Just keep watching and you will see it. But then we can see if the skins prices are actually good or not. Okay, now to give more information about the skins company itself. It allegedly started in April 15 in 2025. It's registered company under the 99 HP Tech Limited, which you will see on more companies. We'll get to that in a second. It's located in Hong Kong, China, and the key people are Felix Romer. And as we know, Felix Romer is the owner of Gamden. So this website is connected to Gamden. But there's another thing, because there's this guy called Grizzly, which looks to be the primary owner of skins.com. I thought I heard somewhere that he has a 33% share in a company, but I'm not 100% sure about this. But I've seen in some Discord messages that this guy is like the primary owner, or at least the owner of skins.com. So this is like the whole dude in charge. At least that is what is the perception right now. I also found someone on Twitter saying that Felix backs up this project. Yeah, this was just a random guy. I don't know who this is. Yeah, the Twitter. I think it started on like November 7th. So there's not actually that much information, you know. Now let's get started about the website overview. So how does the website actually look? Well, here's the website itself. So it's a pretty standard website, and it's like its appearance looks quite like a gambling website. If I'm honest, like the way it looks, it looked like some of the websites that already exist. In terms of UI, it's pretty standard. It's nothing like extraordinary. They just have like the basics, anything that's needed. If you look at the market, if you look at instant sell, it's very, there's no like amazing UI. I mean, it looks good, to be honest. They have the exteriors, they have the rarity, they have a good filter system, so that's nice. But for example, for this Butterfly Knife Black Pearl or Emerald, like for dopplers, I don't think it shows the faces, for example. I also don't think it shows specific patterns and stuff right here, so it's missing a little bit of these small UI features, but definitely that's not really a big problem. So there's not much else to say about the UI itself. So let's just get started about the buying and selling part. So basically you have two parts on this website. As you saw here on this website, you have the market and you have instant sell. So how this works is that you have instant sell, which has a 0% fee, is they offer 98% of the Chinese or like the market listing price. Here's how it would look. So they're literally buying every single skin that there is. You can literally just click on sell, you click sell here, and you will get 98% on most items when selling on here. So essentially you just click on sell right here, you accept the trade, and then that is done. After a week, you will get your money. And 98% is such a high thing that is where people are like, it's kind of too good to be true. Okay, but people, you click on sell, you get the money after a week, and that's how it works. Then you also have buying from a market, which also has 0% fee. That essentially works very easy as well. You just go right here, you search for the gun you want to buy, you click on the weapon, you click on add to cart. Oh yeah, one thing to note about the UI, you cannot see the float of this weapon or anything like the pattern. So that is a UI thing which we're missing. You click on buy, and literally within 10 seconds, the trade gets made and you get your money. It's like this website is super fast in terms of the speed of it. Okay, so let me now explain to you instant selling and market buying. So I kind of already explained it. One thing to take note of is that you need to go into your profile and you need to set your trade URL. So right here, you need to paste your trade URL and save it. But one thing that you can do is you can actually save any trade URL. So you can also save someone else's trade URL. So you can give skins to other people, or you can, use other people's trade URL and actually instantly sell your skins via your account. But what you could also technically do, I mean, on this account, I put in someone else's URL. As you can see, these are not my skins, guys. These are someone else's skin. If I click on sell, a trade will now be created to this dude's Steam profile. So one maybe flaw is that you could spam people with trades. I mean, you can select up to 10 items and you could literally spam this guy when you keep clicking on sell. So maybe that's a flaw. I don't know if people are actually going to do that, but that could be possible. I mean, now let's talk about the instant sell price. So because you might be, what does 98% actually mean? Well, 98% means 98% of the listing prices on Buffalo Street, Upin, C5 Game, and IGXE. I mean, I think they're kind of using like an average price of all the Chinese markets. So essentially, they're paying 98% of the value of the skin, which is very good. Okay, so if a skin has a listing price of $100, you're getting $98. This is what they've been promoting at. As you can see, Butterfly Knife Fade, going for around $2,550, you can instantly sell it for $2,500. Let's see, you're only paying $50 in fee. That's the only thing you're losing. You're only losing $50. I mean, that's absolutely crazy. You can see right here, you can check right here. You can check all of the items and you can check the buff price. And most of these should be about 98%. But watch out, because not every single item is actually goodly priced. I will show you right now. So for the instant sell rate, for example, Glock 18 Exia, $132. Buffalo History is $163. So that's a $30 difference. Boom. Cases, Dreams and Nightmare cases. It's $125 on Buff and 1.1 on skins.com. Okay, cases I can understand because cases are pretty hard to sell on bulk usually. So I understand they're taking a bigger cut. But since they were advertising with 98, I will have to tell you to watch out, especially with cheaper items, with items like cases, stickers, maybe even pins or patches. For example, this sticker going for $4.4 on Buff and only $3 in the instant sell. I mean, I understand it, to be honest, that they're doing this, but I'm just saying, like, if you actually instant sell your skins, actually double check the price before you actually sell the skin. Okay, this is one thing to take a look at. Plus, over the last few days, even for some of the liquid items, they have been offering a little bit less than 98%. So watch out for the actual price that they are offering. The market buying prices. So, okay, everybody, I was editing this video and it was poorly explained, so I'm going to explain it again. So here's the market buying data. So essentially, when you go to skins.com, you can also just choose to buy skins on the market that they are selling. So if you go to market, you can buy any one of these skins, and they actually have a very good range of skins. Like I think almost like a pretty good amount of skins on here. So there's this spreadsheet link in is gonna be in the description of 19 November. So basically what I've done is I've used the Pricempire API key to get all the data of skins.com, and then I filtered out all the prices that skins.com has. So in total there are 28,000 skins in CSGO, 28,000 items, and of those skins.com had 20,000 items, which means that they have about 80% of like every skin possible. I mean, that's very good considering that there are some items which you just cannot have. Okay, so they basically have every single skin. So what I've done in the spreadsheet, you will see that you have the market name. So this is the name. And by the way, guys, what you can do is go to file, click on make a copy, and then you can edit this all yourself. Okay, so in the first thing you will see market hash name. This is the name of the item. So for example, GS3 G1 Stinger well worn. Okay, pretty easy. Then in the second column we have the skins price. This is the price on the skins market at that moment. Then we have the buff163 price. This is the lowest listing price in dollars on buff163. Then we have the buff163 buy order price. So this is the lowest buy order, or no, wait, this is the highest buy order on buff163 right now, or at least at the time that I made this on 19 November. Then this is, buff buy order profit. This is the profit if you're selling for a buff buy order. So essentially, let me give you a good example. So for this one, you buy this graffiti on skins.com, you sell it to the buff buy order for 23 cents, then you would get a 15% profit. If you would sell it to the lowest listing price, you will get a 5% profit. Usually it's the other way around, like the one under it. You get 14% profit if you sell to a buyer and 33% profit if you sell it to the lowest listing. The lowest listing on Buff. So essentially, you're buying this item for 33% less than Buff on street price. Okay, and here's what I've done. I've created three sheets to make it easy for you. You can also just change the filter out yourself if you know how this works in Spreadsheet. Otherwise, you have a sheet with all the prices. You have a sheet with the $4 minimum. So it will only show the skins prices of $4 and higher, and you have a sheet of $19 minimum. What you will see is that with all prices there are 20,000 skins, with 4 USD minimum there's 8.5 thousand skins, and with 19 USD minimum there's 6.2 thousand skins. But this does not mean that all the skins have a good price. As you can see, it's sorted by the lowest price to the highest price in terms of spread between skins.com and the market. So this would be the most profitable item to buy. Now the thing is, what I can do is I can put a filter on this. So if I were to put a filter on, let's say that I want the skin to not be worth more than the buff buy order. So if I want the skin price to not be worth more than a buy order, I would create a filter and say greater than or equal to 0, because this would mean that there would not be a spread between the skins.com skin and the buff buy order. So for this, there are 275 items. Now that is not quite a lot, considering also that this is the lowest item right now. Okay, so there might be like maybe it's only one item, and then it's a very high price. You know, for example, if you were to search for AK Nightwish Battles card, of course, this is always already gonna be gone. But you have to understand, if there's a good deal, someone is gonna buy it, and you're probably too late. You know, you have to be in like the first 2 hours, 3 hours maybe. But you can essentially find a lot of good deals. And this is with the buff buy order price. If I were to remove this filter, we're gonna remove this filter. We're gonna click on none. If the only thing we want is to buy for either the same or lower than the buff on street price, I can create a filter right here. Greater than, I hope you guys understand this, greater than or equal, let's say we want to pay maximum 1% more than the buff on street price. Here's how many items there are. 2.6 thousand items. Hey, I'm saying that's not bad. Look at all of these items. Boom. You're getting a 1% discount. Boom. 13% discount, 8% discount, 2% discount. Guys, a lot of these skins will have a pretty good discount. So the prices on skins.com are actually better than you think. Like, okay, boom. Right here you'll see, okay, you have a few items where you pay a little 1% more. But I mean, there's 0% depositing fee. So essentially, as long as you can get this, like look at how many prices there are. You can just literally just search for any skin and you will see the discount. Now the thing is, okay, of course, if it's a very good deal, someone is probably going to buy it pretty quickly, so you have to be fast with this. But I can literally search for AWP print stream. Okay, that one is there not. Okay, that's a bad example. Wildfire, there's also, okay, guys, okay. Okay, I think I'm giving bad examples. But if we were to change this to, like, let's say more than 5%, which is still fair to be honest, then instead of 2.6 thousand items, there are 4,000 items. And what I'm just saying is to just play around with this. Oh, maybe it just needs to load. Well, okay. But you can just play around with this, and you can also see that some items won't be very profitable. I'm going to remove. But you can also see that some of these should be around like 30% profit, 50, 80% profit. So I've actually also bought $1,000 worth of these skins just to test if I can make a good profit. And this video will be uploaded in about a week, probably. Yeah, spreadsheets in the description. I hope I explained it a little bit better. If you don't really understand what this means, it doesn't really matter. But essentially, the price on skins.com, they are pretty good. Now, next up, we have depositing and withdrawing. Yeah, depositing and withdrawing. So the only way to deposit and withdraw right now is through crypto. If you click on the plus, you can deposit with. So these are all the coins that you have. If you go to withdraw funds, the same thing, just paste your withdrawal address. And that's how easy it is. There's a 0% withdrawal and deposit fee, so that's pretty nice. Let's start off with depositing. Depositing is super easy, guys. For example, I deposited 1,000 USDT on this thing, and literally within 10 seconds, my money was here. Literally, I click on my phone, I click on send money, and literally instantly it was there. So in terms of that, okay, boom, it's very nice. As you can see, I also bought some skins. I'm gonna give you an update about these skins because actually it looks like skins.com is really profitable right now, but I've only bought this $1,000 just to test it, and I will make a video about this. Then withdrawing, I've personally not done this. I've seen people who withdraw and they had no problems. I've also saw this was on Trustpilot. There was one dude who said they didn't get their withdrawal, and skins.com basically say they are manually reviewing all the withdrawals, which I could understand, you know, so we will give them the benefit of the doubt. For withdrawing, that's same 0% fee, but you need to wait a little bit longer, 5 to 30 minutes. Yeah, not much more to say about withdrawing. Let's go into the next thing. Now, instant selling proof. Guys, I couldn't find anyone on Twitter who didn't receive their withdrawal so far. Maybe there is, but I couldn't yet find someone. And I've done our first $500,000 of payments, okay? So people would instantly sell their skins. They've already paid out $500,000, and I think they keep paying out. I haven't heard any bad news about them yet, but this could, of course, change every single day. You can see some people sold like 40K, some people 14K. So quite some money they've paid out, and I've not yet seen people nope without payouts. Now, to summarize the buying and selling. Okay, in terms of the instant sell feature, in terms of the price range for every single skin, it's super good, okay? In terms of how fast the trades are, boom, it's also super fast. You send your skin within 10 seconds, it's updated in the website. It's super fast. Instant sell feature, 5 out of 5 stars. The prices are good. The crypto withdrawing looks good. Everything just looks good, okay? The market buying, instead of in terms of speed, like let's say you buy an item, let's say you go to the market, you click on an item, you click on buy. It's literally within 10 seconds, it's in your inventory. Boom, 5 out of 5 stars. Market buying prices. Why did I say 4 or 5 stars? The prices we've seen in the spreadsheet are amazing on this market. The reason why I give 4 out of 5 stars is because usually it's only one skin for this price and the rest of the skins are not that profitable, okay? So don't be fooled by these low prices because sometimes it's only one skin that is a good price, but still overall, most skins should still be like the same as the buff on the street price. Okay, so that's why it's still 4 out of 5 stars. That's the only reason why it's not 5 out of 5 stars. In terms of market volume, 2 out of 5 stars. Now, okay, please bear with me. I'm saying 2 out of 5 stars just because with a lot of these items, you're seeing one skin that is very cheaply priced, and then you're seeing a lot of skins that are not cheaply priced. But realistically, it should be a bit higher, okay? But that's the reason why I would say 2 5 stars. In terms of website UI, I'd say 2 out of 5 stars just because they're missing some features. Like sometimes it doesn't show the float on here or the item information, and it doesn't like say why it doesn't show it. For example, right here, it doesn't say the float. Plus, doesn't say like the pattern or who is selling the skin, or the stickers are like for example here on the stickers you don't so much the stickers it works. You don't see is worth or how much or what the exact name is of the sticker. Those are some UI things which are missing, but they're working on that. So okay. Now depositing 5 stars, but it's super fast, super easy. I had no problems. Withdrawing 3 out of 5 stars. I'm just saying 3 out of 5 stars because I have no experience with it, so I can only go off what other people told me. So I don't want to give 5 stars if I don't I've done it myself. Now, in terms of risk of using the websites, it's probably high risk right now. But I'm going to get to this in a second, and you can check for yourself if you think it's a high risk or a low risk. Where do the skins actually go, and where do they actually come from? You know, it's probably gambling. It's probably gambling, and maybe it's Chinese supply. I mean, the thing is, it's not really known because they're a little bit like secretive about it. They're not saying like, okay, guys, here's where we get the skins, here's where we sell the skin. They don't say it like very directly. They don't say where they come from or where they go. So this is my opinion of where they go from. First, let's take a look at where the skins actually go in terms of like, boom, you sell your skin instantly or you buy a skin. Like, who sends the trade? Let's take a look at this. Okay, so for example, on this account, if I go to trades, you can see I bought a lot of skins. All right, and here's where the skins come from. So if you go to right here, you can see this is all the skins I bought. If we go to sales history, sorry, it's in my native language. We go to history. Right here. You can see these are the accounts that from which I bought the skin. Let's open a few of these accounts. First of all, what do you notice? They have really like bot names. They really have weird names. Like, look at these accounts. Look at it. What is like? How do these accounts look? They're all like bot accounts. If you look at level 0, they are offline. They don't have any profile set up. They basically have the same name. Like, guys, these are just like I've worked with some accounts. These are just standard bot accounts, and they're not the same bot accounts as you would see. Also, look at the inventory. Look at the inventory of all these accounts. Like, okay, maybe it's not showing a lot of skins because because of the CSGO feature where you need to wait like 10 days or 3 days. No, 3 days, I think. But look at it. This skin, this thing, three skins, 4 skins. 3 skins. There's like max like 500 euros on all of these accounts. Okay, so I don't know if it's just a visual bug or it's really the case. I think it's really the case that they're doing like only a little volume on all of these accounts. Okay, that's something interesting to take a look at. As you can see right here, there's an example of an account. You know, weird name. It doesn't really play CSGO. It's just used for this and only has a few skins. That's kind of weird, to be honest. Okay. And the reason is kind of weird because normally when a website like Dmarket has their accounts, they use accounts like this. They use dmarketbot hashtag 9029. So these people are not using like real bot accounts. So my opinion would be that they might be like not really owned by skins.com itself. They will not be owned directly because this will just make it hard in like the organization of all the accounts. Plus, they probably also like be like, you know, they don't want that much money on the accounts. Well, we already know to which type of Steam accounts they go, which is kind of suspicious. But where do they actually go to? Like, where do they resell them? Well, here's what it says. So skins.com directly contribute to gambling sites, uses sites like SkinDeck, which is the same owner, they own SkinDeck, to populate their site with skins and use it to bring risk to your account. So basically, the narrative is that they're funding gambling sites. So you have all of these gambling sites which have people who want to withdraw skins, and basically they're just using this automated thing like SkinDeck or something else, their automated feature, and they're just supplying those websites with the skins. And usually what they will see is on these gambling sites, people will pay like 110% of the market price. So even if they buy it at a 2% discount, they can sell it for 10% more than usual, so they'll still make a 10% profit. That's the reason that's the thing where your skins go after instant selling, most likely. SkinDeck, if you were to search for it, if you search for SkinDeck, okay, that's Minecraft, SkinDeck CS2. This is the website. So as you can see, it's only for companies. So let's say you have a gambling site, you can add this to your website and then people can withdraw skins using this thing. And I think they just take a small fee, but we'll get to this also in a second. Where do the skins actually come from? Well, when we're talking about skins on this website that are selling for like under the market price, let's say under 100% buff, they most likely just sniped a good deal on either a normal market, Chinese market, like maybe with a buy order, or they just sniped a very good deal on the gambling site. They bought like a skin for 30% discount and then they sell it to skins.com for 10% discount and they still make profit. If you're talking about skins like this one is like more expensive than the Chinese price or like the market price, then they probably just got it from Chinese markets or they got it for like a gambling market for like 100% of value. You know, there are a lot of like, guys, there are a lot of like programs like perhaps SkinDeck where people can instantly sell their skins to deposit money on a gambling site or on another website. It doesn't have to necessarily be gambling. It can also be like some place where you can like trade your skin for money to buy like a new shirt. I don't know. Like there's a lot of things with where you can pay with skins now. This will also add on to the narration about the skins coming from small account with small inventories. So they probably have just a lot of bots. You know, that's one thing to take note of. Now, what does this all actually means is that they have random bot accounts. They probably have thousands of these accounts. Maybe they're not ran by skins.com itself. Maybe they're just like the middleman between the skins and like the people who actually supply to the gambling sites or supply to other websites. So I think that is maybe the thing that there is. I mean, the question is supplied via gambling sites. Most likely, that's the thing that we're going to get to. And because there's a small amount of skins per account, plus there's bot accounts that only trade these skins, here's what this means. So the bot accounts are handling the trades, which kind of would indicate that they're scared of a ban, because otherwise, or that they're not really in charge of these accounts. Because if they were in charge of these accounts and they were not scared of the ban, then they would just use the same system as Dmarket and Skinport and they would just call it skins. Skins.com hashtag like 01, because then if their accounts get banned, they can get them unbanned very easily. Like if your accounts get banned and the name is just like James, then it's probably gonna stay banned. But if you're like Skinport company and your accounts, for example, Skinport, their accounts got banned, they got unbanned pretty quickly, like it was a false ban. So probably they're either not owned by skins.com or the accounts, you know, they know that there's a big risk of getting banned and they don't want to get chain banned. Okay? Because right now, if an account gets banned, like only $300 get banned. And not all accounts get banned, you know, maybe they just cycle accounts. They only do like a few trades per account and then they buy a new account, they do a few trades, like, and in that way, you know, the chance of getting banned is super small. Okay? Plus, also one thing to take note of, this specific items can be reverted if there is a big crash again. We've seen a lot of marketplaces don't care about the customers and they just revert the trades. And they can now, with all of these accounts, they can select, okay, this account we're going to revert, this one not. So for every account that lost money, they can just revert the trade. That's one thing to be careful of, but technically that's the case with all markets right now. Okay, now the part which a lot of people had questions, how do they make profit? Well, here's what I think. I don't think there's a super clear answer, because they were first saying that they can resell to like Skinport and other markets for 110% above, but that kind of like that kind of doesn't work, or it's pretty hard at this scale. So I'm not really buying that, because, you know, for example, Skinport has 8% fee. CS Float also has the fee and stuff, and it's hard to sell the skins for 110% above. So let's start off in terms of people buying skins. What do I mean with that? In terms of people buying skins from the market right here, they make profit by just buying the skins for less. I mean, I think that's just the thing it is. I think they can just snipe very good deals by just using, like, when they use Skin Deck, for example, or something else, where people instantly sell their skin to them for a lot worse rate. They will just buy the skins for lower and they will sell it for more. I think that's pretty easy. They will not make like a super big profit, but I think they will make a good profit. I mean, they're not taking any, since they're the owners, they're not taking any like selling fee, okay? And in terms of instant sell, so in terms of if you're selling your skins instantly on this page, only on very liquid items, they take 98%. And on some cheap items / some on liquid items, they start to take a little bit more right now. For example, we saw on the sticker, they took like $1. On the Glock, they took like $30. So maybe it's how they make profit is that right now they don't make that much profit. They make like a little bit of profit, but they will make more profit from like these unpopular items or like these items which are worth like less. They can make some more profit of that, and that's how they make profit. That's what I'm thinking right now. So this is what Skins.com actually said on the November 15th. So traditionally, traders have served as this liquidity on peer-to-peer marketplaces by buying and selling skins to regular players who operate inefficiently, list to low, buy to high. So what they're saying is that normal people are buying and selling skins on peer-to-peer markets, and instead of allowing these botters to operate on skins and earn millions of dollars every month, we've built the system in-house so that Skins buys and sells mispriced items. So what they're essentially saying is that if someone sells their skins on skins.com for a very bad price, like a price on the market, they will buy the skins themselves and then they will just resell it, okay? So they're essentially saying that they will make sure like that there will be no mispriced skins on skins.com. So this would mean that like there will be very low price on the market, and if someone sells their skin for like a less price, then they would just buy it themselves. Here you can also know that they themselves say that they pay 98% of the listing price for instant profit for the instant sell feature. but we know that this is not the case with every single item, which, to be honest, I understand. You know, they need to make profit. Nonetheless, you know, even if they don't make that much profit, they are building market share, which is very importantly to take note of, because perhaps they increase the fees like they do with the stickers, with the cases, besides their profits on instant sell plus market buy. You know, if they increase their fees on like the stickers, the cases, they will make a little bit more money from those, and they can easily resell them, in my opinion. And they will still be the lowest price in the Western markets just for the market. You know, currently they get a lot of organic traffic from Pricempire, CSGO, plus they get a lot of volume from their own thing called Skin Deck. May probably also gam them. I mean, guys, they're just building market share with all of this traffic. Like, if the site is actually legit, they will get a lot of visits nonetheless. Like, the prices are good, the instant sell prices are good. They will just get a lot of users, and the lifetime value of these users is pretty high. Like, if someone will use your website for 2 years and sell like $1,000 of skins, even if you only take 5%, that's still $50. Like, if you can get like 100,000 users, I don't know how much users they have, but if you can get a lot of people, they can still make a lot of money. You know, one thing to take note of is how they make profit is they have this thing called Skin Deck, and actually they make money on Skin Deck. I don't know if this is actually true, because I think I've heard this somewhere. They take a 2% fee to use the Skin Deck servers. So actually, if we go to the Skin Deck page, they say that there's a 0% fee. 0% fee, get items with 0% fee. But I think there's actually 3% fee. This is what I've heard. I'm not sure if this is correct, but this would mean that you know, they need the money anyway to supply their Skin Deck. So they're still buying the skins for a discount compared to Buffalo 3. So in that way, they would still make profit, you know. Plus, they take the fee from Skin Deck. So they take double profit. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I explained it right. It's kind of hard to explain this much. Now, essentially, what I also found was a refund policy plus the OS, the terms of service. So first of all, we have the refunds. So what it said is that refunds will not be granted for items affected by Steam bans or restrictions. Okay, and this, I kind of understand why they put it there. It's nothing like really extraordinary. But I mean, it does say that if your account gets banned by Steam after using this service, you will not get any refunds, okay? So you're using this at your own risk, and if your accounts get banned by Steam, then you're just, yeah, your account is just banned. You can do nothing, you will not get your money back. That's what they're saying. Second of all, 5, eligibility and account registration. They're saying sellers must complete KYC verification via SumSwap. So, and plus you need to be 18 years old. Currently, there's no KYC in the website, and I don't know what they mean by sellers. Do they mean by sellers like people who instant sell their skin? I'm not sure. Or do they mean people who sell their skins on the market, like via peer-to-peer, what they're working on? So I'm not quite sure what they mean exactly. Then on part 18 in the terms of service, it says Skins.com integrates with third-party platforms, example Steam, SumSwap, but does not control them. I don't know what this means. I don't know if this means anything. I thought I might just include it. One thing you maybe ask is like, what about trade reversals? So for example, this guy called Ivan buying skins, his trade got reversed, and instead of getting his money for the skin, he got like a 10% compensation of the price. You can check it out yourself. You can probably just search his profile and check this thing out. I don't want to share the whole thing. But in terms of trade reverses, they did like do it correctly. I mean, sure, skin, you know, got trade reverse. That's pretty annoying. But he still got a 10% compensation, which I think is okay. So trade reverses should be fine in that case. Now let's talk about the shady business of the owner called Grizzly, because there's quite a lot of things going on with this guy. You know, he's kind of like a shady guy. First of all, something which I don't really understand, maybe there's a reason behind this, but a lot of people who talk negatively about Grizzly or Skins.com are blocked. As you can see, Skins.com has blocked you, Skins.com has blocked you. I don't really know what the reason about this, because like, even if you get negative attention, that's still attention. Like, these people are not gonna stop posting about Skins.com if they get blocked. Like, it only makes it worse, in my opinion. So I wouldn't like know why they would do this, to be honest. So yeah, make sure to look at this, because that's a little bit of a weird thing in my opinion. Alright, so there's this YouTube video called The Truth About Skins.com exclusive interview by Mattcs Daily. It's uploaded 5 days ago and has about 1,000 views right now. This video has an interview 15 minutes long with the owners of skins.com. I don't think many people have seen this interview. I've not watched it myself, but someone said that the information in this interview was not that crazy. Like this guy was having like a normal conversation, not really a super detailed information. But if you want to get more information about skins.com, make sure to watch this. I'm also going to show you some clips, but I think all of these clips come from this interview, if I'm correct. But watch it if you want more information about the owner itself, because the owner itself has a 15-minute interview. There are a few things I want to take a look at about the owner itself, about things he's done in the past. First, we're gonna check the Furious incident. So there's this dude called VQLT UK. He posted these 2 clips. You can check it out yourself. Okay, so I think this is some leaked footage about the guy, and I'm not quite sure if this is completely true. But just listen to what he says.
People out. So now everyone doesn't like me, which is kind of valid. Bro, I have slimed way too. Like, you guys know Furious, the YouTuber guy? Yeah. So once upon a time, right, in 2022, I wanted to manipulate the price of black pearls. So I bought all of them on Buff, like 100K worth, and I was just buying all cheap listings that were undercutting me.
Okay, so basically it says that the YouTuber Furious, he bought a lot of black pearls, and it's actually confirmed by Furious that this happened. So what he did is he bought a lot of stiletto black pearls, and he manipulated the price, and he said like to Furious, like, yo, I want to sell these skins, and he basically like sharked Furious, which, yeah, so kind of like that's a kind of scammy thing to do. You know, it isn't really appreciated. Then there's another thing uploaded by the same dude, and it's literally him like admitting to scamming. I mean that's just not like a good thing to have about yourself. Evil. It's not like a good thing to have in the
Okay, I'm only like half evil, but like I'm actually like a pretty decent person. Yeah. I'm okay, you know, like I can be a little fucked up. Okay, fuck you. I'm sorry, my bad, guys. I was like gambling when I was a kid, and I charged back on some people, whatever. Give me a break, you know.
Can I live?
Bro, I'm gonna be like 40 years old, and people are gonna talk about how I'm a confirmed scammer.
I feel like being scammed is a skill issue.
We're scammed and want their shit back. Like that's why I started scamming. 10 years old, and he just blocked me.
Guys, okay, you can watch this yourself. He's literally saying that you've scammed people before, and he's saying like he doesn't really sound that apologetic to scamming people in the past. I mean, the thing is about if someone is a scam in the past, usually, you know, maybe this guy is an exception, I don't know, but usually they will scam in the future, okay? So just be careful with people like this. You can watch it yourself. He basically just admits to scamming people, not to like a super big degree, but you know, to a few $1,000s, maybe more than $10,000. I mean, that's still a lot of money to think about it. And then lastly, guys, I didn't check this. Please check it yourself. Her name is Smokey Lisa. It's from 2023. They said there is this NFT rug pull which they did, and I think I saw it in Neon CS's video as well. That this is actually true, but I've not checked it myself, so it could be that this is not actually true. And I think this rug pull was about like $60,000. You can check here every single information, but here this dude Grizzly is mentioned, and he literally has in this information Chief Rug Officer. So I think this means that he is like scamming, but check this yourself, guys. I'm not sure if this is actually true or not, so I don't want to make any allegations that are not true. Now, one question I have, like, if he is a scammer, if he's a known scammer, why would he then create this skins.com in his own name? Like, wouldn't it be very easy to just use another name, like use a fake name or operate in someone else's name, in like Felix's name? I don't know. Like, it would probably just to be possible to operate in someone else's name. Like, if he is a scammer, why would he like make this company in his own name, knowing that he's a scammer and knowing that he's gonna get a lot of hate and a lot of people not using the service for that reason? You know, maybe he's trying to clear his name in this way, or maybe he's just sort of stupid in that way. I'm not sure. This is just one question which I had immediately, because I think was, you know, it's a little bit strange. So I'm not sure about this. Okay, one thing to take note of about Twitter, okay, this is actually pretty funny, is that there is a conflict of interest. So you have a lot of cash traders on Twitter right now, and these cash traders on Twitter make money by buying skins for usually less than 95% of the market price. So they take like a 5% fee and they make like 5% profit. You know, the thing is, if skins.com is legit and every single one of them knows this, they will miss out probably on a lot of deals / income, because instead of then going to these traders, which has like a risk of not getting your money plus this and that, it's a whole thing, they can just instantly sell their skins for 98%. So they'll get more money. All right, so the whole thing to take note of is that some of these cash traders actually have sold some skins themselves. Of course, not all skins, but they've also been using the skins themselves, even though they're saying to other people that they should not use it. So that's just something to take a look at. Now, next up, should you buy or sell on Skinscom? Here's my opinion. If buying, this is what I've done, only buy really good deals, plus buy on an alt account. Otherwise, it's not worth it, in my opinion, for the risk that there is. You know, I bought some skins. I bought it on an alt account that's not the same as my main account. And I bought some skins for really good deals, so it's kind of worth for the risk. Otherwise, if you're just looking to buy some skin, you know, probably you're not going to have access to the data like I have, so you're probably not going to get the best deals. So in my opinion, if you're just buying, you're just better off just buying on these Chinese markets. I think it's just safer right now. Maybe in the future, it's better to buy here. But for like right now, if you're going to buy your skins, you know, imagine you spend all your money for a knife and then you lose it. Like, that's just a bummer. And for these Chinese markets, you have like almost 100% guarantee that you get your skin. And if you're selling some skins, the instant sell feature, I wouldn't sell all your skins, but to be honest, like sell some unliquid skins for good prices. To be honest, I would do it. Like, I personally haven't sold any skins on here, but to be honest, like if I had a skin that I have had for some long time and I want to get rid of it, I will do it on here. The prices are pretty good, so I see why you can do it. I would say only sell some illiquid skins, don't sell all of your skins. And I think you should be fine. So that's my opinion on if you should buy or sell on skins.com. Now, is there a risk of exit scam? Well, yes, there is kind of, but at the same time, there is also a lower risk. Well, first of all, because the bot accounts have low skins on each account, they have like all of these bot accounts and they all have low value skins. So in that case, like if they would exit scam, they can just trade reverse all the trade, keep all the money. You know, like for Steam, how long it's going to take? It's probably going to take more than a week for them to find all of these accounts. They cannot possibly ban all of these accounts if they reverse the trade. So that is a risk. Also, there's no KYC and it's crypto only. I mean, crypto only is usually, you know, it's easier to get away with that. And then third of all, he is a known scammer in the past, like not super big, but pretty big. So that is also a risk. Now, some of the good points is that kind of like the skins domain costs 1.4 million. Pricempire also costs probably a lot of money. So maybe they've spent already like 2.5 million. I don't know for sure. They spent probably a lot of money on this project. So in order to like successfully exit scam, they need to get a lot of money, you know, like they would need like 5 million, like 10 million maybe. They would need like a lot of money to exit scam. Plus the guy is linked to Gamden. You know, it would not be good to the operations they are doing. Like this Skins.com is now linked to Pricempire and Gamden. So doing an exit scam would be bad for their business. So what I said is, so they need to earn more than 2.5 million plus the damage to their reputation to make this exit scam worth it. So in that sense, an exit scam is a little bit unlikely, but still we're talking about a lot of money here that is in their hands. So, you know, I could imagine that it is possible. You know, I'm not saying for sure, you know, to be honest, you know, I cannot really say anything inclusive. The future of skins.com. So if skins.com is actually legit and will actually work out, then cash traders will have a hard time competing with skins.com because skins.com will offer very good prices. You know, you would much rather just use skins.com than a cash trader just for more normal transactions. You know, they might also increase skins.com the fee that they take on instant sell. So they might lower their rates that they're paying, which I could see happening if they want to create more profit. They don't really have to do it, but once they got a market share and they got like the people coming to the website, they could technically do this by 1% every single month. If they add peer-to-peer, they can technically compete with CS Float. I mean, they got the organic traffic from Pricempire, from just Google. They got the systems in place to like handle the trades. They could technically compete with CS Float. I wouldn't see it happening that fast, but if we were talking like long term, I could see it being possible if this site is fully legit. But this would also mean they sell less skins than sells, because right now the only people selling on skins.com is themselves. So they're taking all the profit technically, or at least the people that they allow to sell and they're taking all the profit. So if they were to actually do peer-to-peer, which they're talking about, then this would kind of conflict with each other. So that's interesting. Plus, I think they will need to add some type of KYC because they have VAT rules, tax rules. You know, there's currently no KYC in the market. You don't have to prove that you're 18 years old. That's a little bit weird. I don't know how it will work with the rules. Second of all, the features of skins. There are some peer-to-peer features that they were talking about. If these actually get implemented, this will be pretty cool. So you can just read through this. You can also search it for yourself. I mean, there were a few good things which I saw. So if they will actually implement all of these, which they will probably not, then it will actually be a pretty cool website. You know, for example, A player-to-player trading forum is being added to Pricempire. Bargains with messages. The future of this website is insane with 0% peer-to-peer fee. That would be absolutely crazy. I think that would be a very good system if it would actually be legit and works. For the rest, I don't think I have actually that much to talk about. If you came to this far, then please consider subscribing, and thank you for watching this video. I'll see you later.